Our race tonight will be on Track TV as well, so we encourage you to watch on tracktv.com. At some point, we'll turn off our live look-in here, Freeview. Tonight's action will also include coverage of the NX Legends race. It's a national qualifier, and national talent and some NASCAR ties are all part of the program.
35 drivers in the NX Legends here today for the national qualifier, including Keelan Harvick, Brexton Busch making his first Legend car start. He's now 10 years of age. He can run Legend cars at that age, and he was able to lock into the top 20, qualified 16th. Keelan Harvick locking in as well. A lot of talent, sons of NASCAR competition that are in the field for the Legend cars. They have a B main coming up following late model qualifying. Plenty of action tonight. The top 20 cars have been locked in already to the Legend car feature. 4 more will come from the B main, and important qualifying runs coming up for the Appalachian Sucker Punch ASA Stars National Tour.
Random draw in qualifying order puts the fastest car from practice this afternoon. Carson Brown on the racetrack is the first car to qualify. Out of New London, North Carolina, the EBB Logistics, Pay Cafe, GBS Brand Connect Chevrolet for Anthony Campi Racing.
Carson Brown has had some strong runs this year that had some bad luck. Going to put him toward the tail of the field in a few of those races early on. Well, I think he's starting to turn it around. He had a great run at the North-South Super Late Model Challenge at Nashville a few weeks ago. Right now, Carson Brown is on the track to qualify. He's got a fast piece here at Hickory.
Lap number 1 going down. Again, there's a dead lap, then a white flag lap, then a checkered flag lap. So 2 laps of qualifying for Carson Brown. Checkered is out for Carson.
Carson Brown across the line, qualifying here for the Super Late Models as the 43 of Nick Loden now goes on to the racetrack. Nick Loden getting some heat in those front tires, turning that wheel a little more extra going into the first corner here in his warm-up lap. Loden, the son of a former champion here at Hickory Motor Speedway. Andy Loden, former champion, former NASCAR late model champion Andy Loden, but Nick himself getting a chance to run now late models and joining the Stars Tour.
Carson Brown's first lap, 14.296. 14.296 was his best lap on the last lap. Let's see what Nick Loden in his debut in the ASA Stars National Tour will beat it. Nope, not quite. 14.496. Nick had top 5 speeds yesterday in the late afternoon practice of the 3 sessions we had, starting at 3 o'clock Eastern time yesterday. Got a couple of cracks at it in the evening hours, and Nick was really quick. Second quick thus far. He will remain second quick on lap number 2, his fastest of the 3. 14.496, 14.496 for Nick Loden.
We expected the first 2 to set the bar pretty high because they were among 2 of the fastest guys in practice each of the sessions so far yesterday and today. A driver who's been in victory lane already this season here at Hickory Motor Speedway in the Easter Bunny race earlier this year, Spencer Davis on track.
With help from Tony Uri Jr., he has his car not too far down the road in his shop. He also races for Ben Kennedy Racing. We've seen the different cover and livery of the Ben Kennedy Racing thus far in the Stars National Tour for this driver out of Dawsonville, Georgia, Spencer Davis.
Spencer Davis, 26-year-old driver from Dawsonville, Georgia, the Surf USA Mobile. Southeastern Elevators and ADA Rentals, sponsored number 96, goes across the line, moves up into second quick on lap number 1, 14.464, and backs it down on the exit of turn number 2 as he will take it pit side.
He had some good speed yesterday as well. Let's check in on pit road with Charlie Krall.
Yeah, guys, standing by with Derek Thorne. Derek, that's a pretty good lap Carson laid down. What do you got to do to go out there and beat it?
I don't know. You know, I'm just proud of these guys at Highlands. We've been digging all day. I think we found some stuff in that last practice, but just honored to be here for the 96 Appalachian Sucker Punch, Elvin Dino Yicky Tequila. Great weather, no rain. Looking forward to this weekend also at Newport, but, you know, got to get through today. But just cool to be here. A lot of character in this place. I'd never been here before, so just kind of working our way through it.
I'll tell you what, a lot of character is an understatement. This place is pretty bumpy, pretty rough. And it is a beautiful day down here, guys. About 80-degree temperature-wise. The racetrack has been sitting in the sun, no clouds. So the track temperature's a little up, but nice gentle breeze blowing down. A very pleasant day to be down in the pits here at Hickory.
And the track is sunken as from street level you go to the top of the grandstands, then it's lower. Thankfully, it is lower because it's pretty windy. A lot of tents and that kind of thing were getting blown around a little bit earlier today and yesterday, and that wind does not seem to affect these drivers on this racetrack.
Yeah, I was going to say, not a lot of shade in the infield today. Unfortunately, it's a little bit on the cooler side because the winds were so much they had to take a lot of the easy ups down in the pits earlier this afternoon. The wind was really whipping them around.
Driving car number 51, currently third in the ASA Stars National Tour point standings, it is Stephen Nasse. Great start to the season thus far. Event number 4 underway with Stephen Nasse qualifying, the number 51. The All-American Concrete, Mitch Smith, Brembo Brakes, Oasis, Cabaret, Chevrolet.
Nassi, for him, has probably been somewhat frustrating. They cannot find speed for qualifying and in practice, but in the race, using his veteran prowess to work his way through the field, get up into the top 5, and giving himself a great start to the ASA Stars season. Coming across the line at the white flag is Stephen Nassi, 14.638. From what we've seen from him in practice so far this weekend, we don't expect him to qualify well today.
He did finish 5th, 4th, and 7th in the first 3 races this year. So, yeah, he did race his way forward, but that starting spot, he's got to pick it up here.
Picks it up a little on lap 2, 14.550. He is 4th out of our first 4. Pretty stout first 4 qualifiers, but we can pretty much say that all the way through the field is what we're going to see. Look at this guy, Bubba Pollard from Sonoy, Georgia, next up in the number 26. Got a pair of wins on the Southern Super Series this year.
Phoenix Construction Ford, different look with the silver and red, stepping away from the Johnny Benson Jr. throwback paint scheme. This is Bubba Pollard, one of the standouts in short track racing. He also is an ASA Platinum driver presented by Rackley Roofing. He's going to race in every ASA Stars National Tour event in 2025.
Pollard across the line at the white flag, and he moves up to 3rd quick, 3rd out of 5. Pollard was strong at times in the last couple of runs for the Stars Tour, but he's had a little bad luck himself. Spark plug wire at one of the events, battery at another one of the events for Bubba Pollard, and he goes to P2. Good qualifying effort for the 26. He could have a pretty good piece tonight for Bubba Pollard, the Georgia driver, 2nd quick out of our first 5.
Finished 6th here a year ago at Hickory Motor Speedway. Our inaugural run in 2023, Bubba had a great run going, but had a piece of something go through the radiator and knock off the steering component. The steering, power steering, and a whole bunch of issues under the hood knocked him out of the race the first time we came to this historic racetrack. First time on the track in an ASA Stars National Tour qualifying effort. It's number 05 of Brandon Turbush out of Manorville, New York. The Gala Fresh Farms, Trebuzio's Grill, Sunrise Grill, Freddie Ligon Racing, Chevrolet.
They had a problem as soon as they left the shop, basically, a couple days ago to come down here. Had problems with the transport vehicle, so they didn't get here in time for practice yesterday. They had very little track time today, and Turbush off the corner sideways to the line, and he is right now 6th out of our first 6 qualifiers with a 14.750. George Phillips is up next in the 22 car, and George Phillips, a big race for him. Got him in his backyard a little bit from Charlotte, North Carolina. The Charlotte driver, George Phillips, sponsored by Ross and Witmer, the family-owned business, who also sponsors the race here tonight. Phillips underway at the green.
It's a big night. He's one of the Pepperjack Kennels Rookie of the Year contenders, and he's got a great fight to not only get us some great onboard shots, but a great fight for the Rookie of the Year contention battle. It'll have to be a top 5 run for him tonight because he's got to gain ground on those ultra-strong rookie field he's racing against. Charlotte, North Carolina native. George Phillips down the backstretch, racing with Donnie Wilson Motorsports.
Phillips 6 quick out of 7 on the first lap. Up off the bottom of the track a little bit in 3 and 4 across the line. And George Phillips will stay in the 6th spot out of 7 qualifiers so far. Have to be racing his way through this field later tonight. 255 laps to do it.
Best run this year for Phillips, 4th at the season opener at New Smyrna Speedway during the World Series of Asphalt Stock Car Racing. Next up, a veteran of the series. He's made every one of the races thus far in the first 3 seasons. 5th in points for Austin Nason right now coming into this one. And the number 14 out of Roscoe, Illinois, the Nason's Landscaping Car Corner, Loves Park Motorsports Ford.
Nason outside of the top 10 in points right now, a driver that's made each and every start so far on the Stars Tour over the first 3 seasons. He crosses the line 3rd quick. Got to be pretty happy with that first lap. Wasn't extremely fast in practice over the 2 days here at Hickory Motor Speedway, but he was looking forward to this trip to North Carolina and Tennessee.
Surrounding himself with some great racers out of the Rockford, Illinois area, including Ricky Bilderback. Helping with his efforts, remains 3rd. 14.436, faster, but still 3rd. 14.436 for Nason.
Caden Quapple's our next qualifier in the 32 car. Quapple, a part-time racer with this series. 18 years of age. 2023 Cars Tour Pro Late Model Champion. The CorvetteParts.net Keen Parts. Lake Norman Mechanical, number 32. Top 10 finish in his only start of the season at Dominion a few weeks ago. And his 32 car of Caden Quapple on track coming to the white.
His dad Travis is here. I would expect maybe his brother might roll in at some point to help out. It's a great family effort Archie St. Hilaire has done a lot of work, as well as Tom Keene with KeenParts.net, to make this possible, to have this number 32 back in the field again. He did finish 5th here 2 years ago in the ASA Stars race at Hickory.
5th after lap 1 of qualifying. Second time by the line, skates it up the track, stays in the throttle, and moves up 1 spot to 4th quick for Caden Quapple, 14.462.
4 wins in the Cars Super Late Model Tour, 4 wins in the past Super Late Models, and a couple of Legends car wins are on the docket, on the resume of our next qualifier. Those are all wins here at Hickory Motor Speedway for Matt Craig in car number 54.
This a track that is within an hour or so of his home, Kannapolis, North Carolina, for Matt Craig. He's got a lot of laps, more than just about anybody in the starting field here tonight. Craig, one of the favorites coming in, and you talked to Cole Butcher, and he says this car is going to be the one to look out for. Matt Craig across the line. First lap is second quick, 14.311.
Fastest first lap thus far for the new dad. Just had a baby white Colton the end of April. Now he's got McKenna and Colton at home cheering him on to turn number 4 for the final time of qualifying.
A little slower on lap 2. First driver that hasn't gone quicker on lap 2. Craig still second as we send it back to the pits and Charlie.
Yeah, guys, standing by with George Phillips, young man who just climbed out of this car. He's trying to get the window net up right here, so we keep people like me from poking my head in there and seeing what's going on. George, I know this isn't going to be where you want to start, but it's not about where you start. It's about how you finish, how you're going to get from 7th or 8th on the grid up to the front tonight.
Well, we still have 255 laps tonight, and it's going to be a long race, but got to be smart and manage. Didn't qualify where I want to. Just got to focus on the race now and move that aside.
It's got to be fun having a home race here tonight and having your sponsor as the sponsor of the race.
Yes, sir. My dad's sponsoring the race. Ross Witmer 255.
All right, number 255 for the Ross Witmer guys. As I almost fall over one of the pit crew guys here getting tire temps, we'll set it back up top.
About 100 fans are coming from Ross and Witmer and their associated companies to enjoy the races tonight at Hickory Motor Speedway.
Cole Butcher, we know he's going to be fast. Won this race a year ago, 2 wins on the season, and he qualifies 3rd so far. Cole Butcher won't be starting on the front row tonight. He'll have to do a little work to get up front.
You didn't think he had the speed that Matt Craig had, but he's also in close quarters with Bubba Pollard, Austin Nason, and Caden Quapple early on here in qualifying among the fastest 6 cars.
Up next, the Appalachian Sucker Punch 96, Californian Derek Thorne qualifying. Derek Thorne on the clock right now. Crosses the line at the white flag to get on the clock.
Coming off a 2nd place finish at Dominion Raceway, a new track to him there in Virginia. Fairly new track for him here at Hickory as well. Not a lot of laps compared to some of the tracks we visit on the 2025 schedule.
Derek Thorne 6th quick for his qualifying run. Thorne right around mid-pack. 12 drivers have qualified. Thorne, middle of the pack.
Next up, a full-timer in the NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series. Full-timer, the Appalachian Sucker Punch National Tour. For the ASA Stars, it's Dawson Sutton. The Rackley War Racing Development Chevrolet.
Dawson Sutton, you mentioned full-timer with the NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series. Loves to get a chance to run super late models. Going to go back to his roots at Nashville later this week on Thursday night, a week from tonight, to run the Battle of Broadway and the Pro Late Models, where he won a championship a year ago.
Finished 3rd here a year ago in the ASA Stars National Tour race. Let's see how Dawson will qualify.
9th quick on lap number 1 for Dawson Sutton. Had pretty good speed in yesterday's practice sessions. We'll see if he's able to get up there into the top 5 in the Rackley number 26 off of 4 to the white. Sutton up a couple spots. 7th quick is where Dawson Sutton lands right now. We have 6 drivers remaining to qualify. Back to Charlie.
Guys, standing by with Matt Craig, and you got a really fast race car. How important is all of the knowledge you have at this racetrack to get into victory lane tonight?
I hope it means a lot because I'm going to try to use it. But yeah, the car's been good. It's a long race. You got to kind of save your tire. We only got 4 tires in the pit, so you got to make them last a while, and then put some 4 more on for the end and make a run at it.
All right, Matt Craig going to try to use all that local knowledge to get yet another high-profile win here at Hickory Motor Speedway.
2020 NASCAR Cup Series champion Chase Elliott on the racetrack in their freight racing number 9. Chase returning for his 5th start in the ASA Stars National Tour.
Struggled a little bit for speed yesterday. They were working on maybe the comfortability of the car. They found it. 3rd quick for Chase Elliott in qualifying right now, coming from row 2.
Chase Elliott, 14-3, 3-1. 14-3, 3-1 for Chase Elliott. He'll be racing in the Coca-Cola 600 on Sunday, as will this driver. ASA Platinum driver out of Stratford, Wisconsin, and the number 9, Derek Kraus. Kraus announcing that he got a deal made. He's going to be racing Sunday in the number 44 Chevrolet at Charlotte Motor Speedway in the Cup Series. So he's got a lot of work this weekend between here and racing in Newport Saturday night. He's got some Cup practice on Saturday and the big race on Sunday. Mission number 1, winning his first ASA Stars race here tonight.
Former Midwest Truck Champion, former ARCA West Champion, Derek Kraus, 12th quick on lap number 1. Just a few drivers below him so far. Where does he go on lap number 2? Same spot, goes a little slower. Not many drivers have gone slower on lap 2. He's one of them in the Shockwave. Number 9, Derek Kraus, will be coming deep in tonight's pack.
That team made a lot of changes, as Dad Mark told me, that from yesterday's 3 practice sessions this morning. They made a lot of wholesale changes, and it did not pay off for a qualifying one that I'm sure to their liking. Next up, the number 18, Colby Howard, back with the series in the Mobile One Chevrolet, for Anthony Campy Racing. This team fielded a car last year that won the championship with Casey Roderick. That team is basically what Carson Brown has, and he's the fast qualifier. Let's see what his teammate Colby Howard could do here in the 18.
Colby's been fast in practice so far this weekend, and Colby Howard, first time, 4th quick. Can he go better on lap 2? Can he beat his teammate? Carson Brown, 14.296. The time to beat. Howard needs about a 10th. Half a 10th across the line. He gets it. Fast time. CorvetteParts.net poll currently for Colby Howard, 14.294. Charlie?
Yeah, guys, standing by with Chase Elliott, and I'll tell you what, Chase, this number 9 looking pretty fast out there. You're not here just to play around, though. You want to end up in victory lane. How good is this car? You got a shot tonight?
Yeah, for sure. We didn't come to play, so yeah, definitely came to win. And yeah, I thought it drove pretty good right there. Not sure where we'll end up, but hopefully somewhere in the top 5 or 6, and try to go to work later. We'll see.
I'll tell you, this guy's got a great history here in super late model racing, and he'd love to put this thing down in victory lane later on the night.
Finished 6th here in 2023. He made a start last year racing for the lead and literally got to the inside of the leader's car when his car overheated and he failed to finish. A lot of history here for Chase Elliott at a racetrack that a lot of fans have come to see their NASCAR favorite driver race on tonight.
We saw Kyle Steckley in the 30 from Canada qualifying. Steckley for his qualifying run, 5th quick. Solid effort for Kyle Steckley in his 2nd start here, as we now see a rookie this year. Chase Pensino on track from Canada in the 14.
The 14s, both full-timers in the series. He was a racer that is now competed full-time as an ASA Platinum driver presented by Rackley Roofing, and as an ASA Rookie of the Year contender. Pepperjack Kennels sponsoring that year-ender. It is number 130 Motorsports, 131 Motorsports Park Chevrolet.
Pensino, it's been a little bit of a struggle moving up to the super late models this year, where he had a lot of success a year ago in the pro late models. 2nd place in the Jake CRA All-Stars Tour points 1 season ago, but it's a long season. A chance to turn it around. 13th quick on lap number 1.
He got a taste of some super late model racing last year, including a top 5 run in the Winchester 400, which was very impressive, but it's been a challenge for that first-year team with Zach Dunson.
And the talent level is so strong in this series. If you're off just a little bit at each of these events, you can find yourself back in 20th position. Here's a driver who has been real fast. He won the season opener, the Clyde Hart Memorial at New Smyrna Speedway. This is Gavin Bushell's 24.
Coming off a 15th place finish at Dominion Raceway. So as good as that season began in February, now we're heading into the summer stretch, and Gavin looking for another victory, looking for just his 2nd top 5 finish in 4 races.
Gavin Bushell, first time by the line, 6th quick, has 1 lap coming to him. His teammates, Cole Butcher, 7th. And the 22 of Phillips down in 18th as he crosses the line for a 2nd lap. He moves up into the top 5. Gavin Bushell, 4th quick for the 24, and the driver that's 2nd place in the Appalachian Sucker Punch ASA Stars National Tour.
There's one additional team member to Donnie Wilson's efforts here at Hickory Motor Speedway, making his Appalachian Sucker Punch ASA Stars National Tour debut. It's Camden Murphy out of Itasca, Illinois. Monster Jam Cam made a start at North Wilkesboro in a pro late model. This is his first time in a super in about 10 years and first time since 2012 at Hickory Motor Speedway.
He's driven Xfinity, he's driven some truck series starts, Midwest trucks, a little bit of everything. Has ended up in victory lane 4 times in his career in the Midwest Truck Series.
And for Monster Truck fans, he's made the World Finals coming up in July for the Monster Truck Monster Jam World Finals. He's pretty much been focusing on that across the globe since 2019. Good to see him back here in his stock car.
Solid first lap. 14th quick for Camden Murphy. Is lap 2 any better? Does Murphy move up the chart into the top 10? He does. Pretty good, solid qualifying effort for Camden Murphy. Into the top 10 for the driver of the 20.
Qualifying has concluded already. Wow, we got quickly through that one. CorvetteParts.net awards a $1,000 award and 5 points to the pole winner, who's standing by with Charlie Kroll.
Going to start P1 here tonight, Colby Howard. How important is it for that front row starting position? This is a tight little bull ring. How important is it to be in front of the rest of these other 19 cars?
Oh, it's huge. You know, this year we're running those new tires, and there's not much tire fall off, so being up front and having that clean air right off the bat is going to be huge. 255 laps, though, so there's going to be some stage stops and comers and goers, and like you said, it's a tight track, going to be a lot of banging, and hopefully we can stay up there.
All right, so we've got not only 19 very hungry race drivers, we've also got a pretty tough racetrack out there. How much of a contender or a challenger is this racetrack itself?
Yeah, this track's it's hard. I don't even think I'm that great at it. Coming in here, I was just hoping to just get a good finish out of it. Didn't really expect us to get pole like that. Haven't had the best qualifying efforts all year, but here we are. Good start to it. Like I said, it's a really, really tough track. There's a lot of really fast cars here. Tough competition. So, like I said, just stay up front and keep everybody behind us. Thank you.
Just trying to sneak that in for you. Charles.
I lost.
We're the leader in race fuels. We've been doing this since in the 60s.
We use our distillation tower, which is unique. No other race fuel companies do that in the world. We also test every single batch that goes out the door on over 15 different parameters that ensure the tune-up will be identical.
That consistency in the marketplace that makes us a premium brand.
Make the same stuff every time. We're pretty darn close to perfect.
5-star bodies, the most advanced bodies on the market, aerodynamically engineered, manufactured from the highest grade and lightest weight materials, tested tough for optimum performance, the highest quality and most durable products you'll find anywhere. Our products help racers around the world reach victory lane. Winning never looked so good. Faster, lighter, stronger, better. 5-star.
Better than a bootlegger. Way better than a bootlegger. Pretty good. Very blueberry. Highly recommend this to anybody out there. It's pretty good. 10 out of 10 right there.
I think it's delicious. I had the peach, I had the grape at Five Flags. Trying the pina colada right now. Feels like I'm on the beach somewhere.
Rolling on to the raceway at Hickory Motor Speedway, the drivers that didn't qualify into the top 20 cars during qualifying earlier today. The B main for the NX Legends on the racetrack right now. Coverage continues. Ross and Witmer 255 for the Appalachian Sucker Punch ASA Stars National Tour coming up later. Some of those you see on the racetrack getting ready to try to lock into the top 4 to make it into the A main, which comes up following this B main. The A main for the Legends, racing for a huge trophy, a small amount of purse, a lot of bragging rights. It's a national qualifier for the Legends, and it's ready to go green coming off of turn number 4 underway. This is a 15-lap event. The green flag is out. Darrell Stewart, the 78, leads the field into turn 1. 31 of Jason Treschel running in the second spot. The 55 of Marty Roberts running in third. The 80 car of Peyton Fayen running in the 4th position. A little bit of bump and tag. Remember, we're going to be watching the top 4. A couple of purple cars out front as the B main completes lap number 1 of a scheduled 15 from Hickory Motor Speedway. Side-by-side battle for the race lead. The field slowing, though, heading to turn 3, and it's for a spin. In the corner, it's going to be the 75. Bringing out the yellow McKenna Crocker. First caution flag of this B main for the Legend cars. Again, 35 NX Legends. Here's a look at the replay on our Track TV coverage. Looks like McKenna Crocker just sliding it sideways down in 3 and 4 to bring out our first yellow. But an outstanding field of Legend cars we have. Locking in the top 20 with 4 more coming from this B main, and the rest calling it a day. 4 from the B main will go into the A main feature event, which comes up immediately following this, and we've got some big names in there. Kevin Harvick's son, Kevin Harvick, the Grand Marshal for tonight's event. His son, Keelan Harvick, racing a Legend car. He locked into the top 20. Brexton Bush racing a Legend for the first time, the son of Kyle Busch. He locked in. We see several names that we're familiar with on a full-time basis running at Nashville Fairgrounds Speedway Racing. Michael Crafton, one of those. We'll watch him race in that main event later. Jim, the Legend cars where a lot of our super late model stars came from.
Yep.
And now we're getting to see some future super late model stars on the track right here.
We have one former NASCAR crew chief in the field here, racing in 10th right now, Sean Parker. He's been in every Valvoline instant oil change on the wall for decades as the tire changer for Mark Martin's Valvoline Ford. The NASCAR connection continues on through. The man in the bright green uniform, Brexton Busch. His dad in the bright green shirt, Kyle Busch, hanging out on top for a moment.
Look at the right. There's Isaac Kitzmiller from Pro Late Models. Brexton Busch was up there. Keelan Harvick
with
was
his
up
sister
there
Piper.
behind.
Yeah.
A lot of kids having fun. They've had smiles on their faces yesterday during practice today. Well, you know, school's out for most kids. If school isn't out, they're missing school these 2 days. They're at a racetrack. And it's been a fun couple of days to spend here at Hickory Motor Speedway as we get ready to come to green. Tony Stevens, Legend cars, what a field we have this week.
Absolutely. I mean, anytime you have to have a B main for anything, it is a great day at the races. The hard part is now you got to get yourself in the show if you were in this B main, and that might be the hardest thing to do all day long. Maybe this could be the best Legend car race of the day, which is saying something considering it was really good last year.
Big one could have been real big. They lower down, and we do have one loose wheel down there, and that's going to come from the number 6, I believe, the one that originally spun. As the yellow flag waves, Jagger Parker, I believe, driving the 6, and there's the loose wheel making its way through 3 and 4.
Impressive it stayed up this far.
It might roll across the line. It's going to make its way down into the pits. Heads up in the pits.
Wait, no, it's going to make the hard right. It's going to pull the Joey Logano fake. Hang on. Got to dodge it.
So we've completed, it looks like, officially 2 laps on timing and scoring. Race leader Darrell Stewart. Our coverage of the Legends B main 15-lap feature, top 4 transferring. Tony Stevens, you get a chance to see Legend cars race all the time. Here's a look at the replay. What do we see happening here for the 6? Running in 4th at the time.
Pretty simply, went in there on the 31 of Treschel and just didn't expect him to slow down when he did, and got on the brakes, got that thing nose heavy, and around the rear end came. And it happens that quickly. Lock up those rear brakes, and there's not a whole lot you can do, and you just hope that it's not worse than it was. Tough break, though, for Peyton Fayen. Certainly not the start to Legend car racing that she has been looking for. Comes from a lot of the sports car and road racing side of things, and working with Joe Ryan Race Cars and the group over there, teammates with Keelan Harvick and Eisen Kitzmiller and folks like that. So great group of people to learn from. Unfortunately, this is another one of those lessons that you just sometimes it's one of those things that happens. You got to learn them the hard way.
Yeah, in the wrong spot at the right time as the 6 spun in front of her, and she tries to go around the outside and up against the wall. Right front comes off, unfortunately, probably ending her event here. So we've completed 2. There are the top 2. It's Stewart and Roberts, and then Treschel, and then going to be Burnett, I believe, going to be in 4th now. And they are doing your choose your lane for the Legend cars here. If they have a couple consecutive yellows after they choose their lane, they'll go to a single file for 5 consecutive laps of green before they do their next choose the lane, just to keep things moving along. Giving a chance for drivers to use a little strategy. These young kids, many of them, though there are some veteran drivers in these Legend cars as well. Coming off of 4 for the restart, Darrell Stewart, Marty Roberts back underway at Hickory for the B main. Stewart inches forward, out ahead, looking for the 2nd spot on the inside lane. Roberts, where he chose the inside, look out. Back a few spots. Burnett got it sideways, coming down off the wall. Remaining in the right direction, though, sliding sideways outside lane. Treschel has the 2nd spot, but a hands full for Jason Treschel in the outside lane. Marty Roberts moving into the 2nd spot. Again, it's the top 4, and that's a 5-car battle, so one of those drivers will be on the outs looking in momentarily. 4 laps down, 11 to go in the B main. Stewart leading the way. 2nd across the line, that time was Treschel. Roberts running 3rd. Weidman in the 77 now has moved into the top 4, and the 77 car is looking for more. To the inside of Roberts. 3rd place up for grabs. They're both in right now. Don't make any contact here. They continue on. We'll see if the 5th place car, Tyler DeLegge right back there, can pounce, looking for an opening. Green flag conditions, longest green flag run of this short distance race. 6 down, 9 laps to go. Roberts holding on to 3rd. Weidman on the inside, looking for the 3rd spot. Good side-by-side battle. Meanwhile, they try to put a little gap between themselves and the 5th place car. Racing pretty hard. A good look from above. Hickory Motor Speedway in trouble. 3rd and 4th. Contact made. Roberts and Weidman, the 2 drivers racing, they were locked into the top 4, Tony, and they made contact, which is not what they wanted to do. And both of them, including as well the number 12, Burnett, getting caught up in it. Big damage to the back of the Roberts car.
Yeah, and that's the thing. When you're in a B main, we talked about this might be some of the most intense racing all day long, Adam. That's why, because it's not just I've got a whole race to do whatever I do. I've got to finish a certain spot. Let's take another look at it here in turns 1 and 2. You see the contact there. Looked like the 77 got a little out of shape, maybe over one of the bumps, and they make contact up into the outside wall. Goes the 55 of Roberts, and man, you hate to see that. The good news is he was able to drive away from the accident, so he may be able to continue in this race. The bad news, he's got a lot more cars to pass.
Yeah, he got up the banking a little bit, tried to turn off of the car on the outside, and then they made contact and up the track they went. 7 laps to go. We are past the halfway mark of this 15-lap race. 8 laps down. Stewart is the leader. Treschel in the 31 running 2nd. DeLegge in the 11 running 3rd. And I believe Sean Parker now, yes, the 20 car has moved up into the number 4 position. So a couple different drivers now in the top 4.
Yeah, and quite frankly, I'm kind of surprised to see Darrell Stewart in a B main. Stewart originally comes out of Colorado. Where here's another look at the accident over in turns 1 and 2. Yeah, you see the 77 right there, kind of got sideways, goes over that concrete patch and just out of shape. And they make contact. You watch Marty Roberts, the hands in the cockpit. Man, it's a handful, and it just kind of looked like a racing deal as we get ready to go back racing.
Back to green this time. They've chosen their lanes. 8 laps down, 7 to go. Trying to move into the top 4. 1 spot out. If you're in that 5th position, you're going to be pretty aggressive. That's the white and red car on the inside lane. It's the 94 of Hudson Barrett looking to move into the top 4. It's a 6-car breakaway.
Yeah, you get some space between yourself and everybody else. And look who else is right there in the middle of that. Jagger Parker, who we saw around just a few moments ago. He's almost around again in turn 1. But he is right there vying for the transfer spot as we've got problems again. This appears to be over on the exit potentially of turn number 4.
I believe that is Burnett in the 12B, stopped on the bottom of turn 4. You get across the line.
And looks like we're staying green. Oh, miraculously, the yellow comes out and the car rolls.
Oh. I think you hit the button and the car fires and the yellow lights come on. All simultaneously, yellow for the 12 of Jackson Burnett. Racing was pretty hot and heavy up in our top 5. And you mentioned it, the 6 of Jagger Parker had gone to the back for a spin earlier where he got into the corner a little too heavy, got on the brakes, car spun around. We know that 6 is fast. I think he can make it in the top 4.
I think he can too. And already you see him choosing race director Brad Hockaday for these legend cars. He does not take any guff at him. And I would not be surprised if he feels the 12 drew the caution flag and says, "You're done, sir." That would not surprise me at all if that were the case as we get set to go with 5 laps to left.
So it's Trushell to bring the field to green in the 31. It's taken over the lead from Darrell Stewart. Back underway at Hickory. 5 laps to go in the B main. Side by side for the lead. But watch the 4th position. Right now, the 4th position is the 11 of DeLay, but right there is the 6 of Parker.
He's there. He's got a shot. And Trushell to the lead around Darrell Stewart. Those two, they're veterans of this. And look at that, almost 3 wide behind them for the 3rd spot. These two want to get away from the chaos behind them. They know what's coming. And here goes the 6 of Parker. Underneath, they're going to try to get the 2-for-1 special in turn number 3. That is for a transfer spot. Move Parker now to position number 3.
Parker from the back of the field from an early race spin up into the 3rd spot. Definitely a fast race car. Now we'll try to fend off the challenges from the 11 of DeLay and the 94 of Hudson Barrett. Just 2 laps to go at the line, and up front there was some contact as well in front of the leaders.
Oh, big
trouble! The
ouch.
6 of Parker over on the front straightaway. Big time crash. Parker up in our top 5, moving around inside the vehicle, but a big hit. Had nowhere to go as the top 2. Again, Tony, the top 2, they're locked in. They're way out front, and they made some contact coming off of 4, which resulted in a flip for the 6 of Parker.
That was large. I mean, these are virtually open wheel cars, and when you make contact like that, things can and do happen. There you see the 78 of Stewart. I do not see the 31 of Trushell. And that, I believe, may be the one that kind of got the short end of the stick up front. Wow, that was large. A huge impact for Jagger Parker in the front straightaway wall. You saw him come to that sudden stop, and all that momentum took the car up and over as well. We did see him, it appeared to be moving around as the car came to rest, but we'll wait for official word on that. We certainly hope so, as that was a heck of a lick here in the front stretch.
Yeah, and we've seen it a couple times in this race. We know the top 4 lock in. We saw it right there. The top 2 had a big lead build up, and I believe some contact took place that results in problems up front. We saw earlier in the race, 3rd and 4th, they were locked in at the time, racing hard side by side. They took themselves out of the top 4 with a spin and a crash.
This is not a day to be in the top 4, apparently.
No, and that's where you want to be. So a chance for some of these guys back here that were on the outside looking in to get up into the top 4 with just 2 laps to go in the B main.
Yeah, see the 20 of Sean Parker walking away from his race car. And, yeah, that was a moment there. And I do believe Charlie Kral has got an idea of what the heck may have happened down there, Charlie.
Race car, went back to the back, spun out over here in turn 3 and 4. Had 2nd place spin out in front of me and nowhere to go. Tough day. Thank you to Race Driven Performance and Renshaw Automotive Group. Thanks.
First of all, you're okay though, right?
Yeah, I'm good. My leg's a little banged up, but we'll be good.
Wild ride out there. Good to see that you're all right.
Tough one on the front straightaway, ending our B main. They call this one with 2 laps left. We'll find out who the official 4 were that locked in via the top 4 positions. They're going to get ready to go in the starting field for the A main. It's a 25-lap A main for the Legend cars, which was scheduled to start at 5 o'clock, so we're not too far behind, about 10 minutes right now.
Oh, boy.
Yep, okay. Incidental more than anything. 78 got sideways, nowhere to go for DeLay.
Wow.
And nowhere to go for the 6 either. Big hit for Jagger Parker. And again, the contact up front was incidental. They weren't racing hard. The leader got sideways, and 31 had nowhere to go.
Yeah, it's just a racing deal. Darrell Stewart got sideways. We mentioned how these are virtually open-wheel cars, and you can't react quick enough, especially at a place like that when you're on the edge in the exit of turn 4. And it was just a racing deal, Adam, and it's nothing anybody did wrong. It just happens. And you hate to see it for all those involved, especially somebody's got to fix a really torn-up race car now. That's unfortunate. But the good news is that Jagger Park were able to walk away, and everybody able to get out of that incident relatively unscathed, aside from their race cars needing some work before they hit the racetrack yet again.
So a little moment here to get ready for the A-Main 25-lap feature for the NX Legends, the national qualifier that drew 34 different entries. Of course, we have the Appalachian Sucker Punch ASA Stars National Tour, Ross and Witmer 255, presented by Appalachian Sucker Punch coming up later. But the A feature getting ready to come up for the Legends. It's just a little bit from now on tracktv.com. For those watching the free preview, thanks for checking in. Join us on our subscription coverage on tracktv.com to watch the rest of the show tonight, starting with a Legend feature, pre-race, and then the 255 laps of super late model action.
So cleanup continuing here as you see the Legend cars, the rest of them, Adam, beginning to line up here on the front straightaway. And while they get the lineup sorted for the 25-lap Legend car national qualifying feature, we'll take a break here on Track TV and be right back as we're getting ready to go racing. See those guys in green? Their son, Brexton Bush and others ready to go after it here at Hickory in a national qualifier.